Greetings and salutations. It's Tuesday, April 16, and this is really the first time I've been outside to walk around gardening-wise. The snow is really only, the snow is really only gone, frankly. Today is Tuesday. It's plus 15 right now. Yesterday morning, we had snow. There was an inch of snow on the ground. Last night we had lightning and thunderstorms, and it absolutely poured. So today I just want to walk around and take in what's going on. Certainly there are green leaves that have been hiding under the snow all winter. These are the Lester beds. And they're really too wet to walk on. And won't be really doing much work out here until probably another 2 days. And the first step will be to rake the lawn pieces. And probably in the tiny bed over here, I think it's called tiny, this one down here, is to clean that one out. The actual native plant beds, the only thing that's going to get cleaned is probably this this Solomon seal, these dead Solomon seal leaves. Other than that, I think everything will stay this year. Or stay as it is, with leaves and certainly the smaller debris in terms of the smaller sticks can just easily stay in here. This side we're a bit early to prune the roses. For some reason this is a white, I think this is a white rose. The rabbit doesn't like that one, but the other several, one here, and one back there, have all been pruned by the rabbit. Here we've got a clematis. I have to decide how much that gets pulled out every year or cleaned up. Let's go around the back. Looking forward to seeing how this goes. These are where I planted all the ferns last year. There's probably a dozen, 20 ferns in here, something like that. And of course we still have snow down the side because this part's in the shade. This gargoyle was totally buried in snow over the winter. Probably as we get going this year, I'll work on this side of the path, this side of this ungardened area. The only thing gardening-wise in here is the rhododendron. Oh! And we can see that where are we? I have to take my glasses. Oh, let's look at this one at the bottom. There we go. This I totally buried in snow over the winter. And of course you can see I also protected it from the rabbits with the chicken wire. So we should have some nice blossoms this year. Here we go. Greetings and salutations. Compost bin. If I get an opportunity after I finish this today, I will turn it. Or start to turn it. We have compost in the middle. There's nothing in the left, just some a little bit of leaves. So I'm going to toss that into the middle. And the whole thing gets turned whenever I can remove this straw, because the straw is going to go on the back of the house to be used for potatoes, in which to grow potatoes. It's very wet out here, so I'm going to keep my walking to the minimum. Let me just step around here. It's squishy, no doubt about it. Let's go see how the native plant plugs have survived. So these were all planted with different native plant seeds last fall. We're still too early to be germinating, but we'll see. This was the big experiment. Now those seeds were indeed collected 2 years ago, so hopefully they're still viable. Should be, and we'll start to get some native plants. This side in here, my plan is to get a chipper shredder this year, a little electric one, and that will help to clean up some of the debris, because it takes a long time to do this stuff by hand. Primarily you're making 1-inch pieces, or you're pruning 1-inch pieces of all these branches. That takes forever. So down this side is where I'm going to lay straw. This back end is going to be all straw, and I'm putting potatoes back here. We'll see how well they do. And I have a leaf mulcher, so all these dead stalks will either be a straight chop and drop on top of the beds, or else they'll go through the leaf mulcher before being laid out somewhere. Now this side, we may put some more daffodils in here. This is, if I look for daffodils, I don't see any. All I see in here is there's snow on the mountain. I'm having right now difficulties in finding it in the lens finder. There we go. So I think I'm going to insert some more daffodils into this area, which is where the hostas are later in the year. Oops, let's come back here. These are my shiitake mushroom logs. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be a year for shiitake mushrooms. That's the plan. The shredded material from the stump grinding of where the pine tree was in the Lester bed, I'm going to spread out and make this into a formal mulch path from where the pile is now. I'm going to spread it out all the way up to here, and this separates the bed on the right, oops, with the hostas, from the bed on the left, which has the poppies, and if we have a little bit of luck here, the cherry tree. Now I got a bit gutsy earlier this year and I took the top off the cherry tree. See if that's going to remove enough stress on the roots that the tree will survive. That's going to be a challenge. The tree used to be against the house, which was just not the correct spot. So we'll see. So all this nice mulch, the leaves, I will rake up and we'll go through the mulcher. So I'm hoping by Friday this will be dry, the leaves will be dry, and it'll be much easier through the mulcher. In here there's also native plants, and looking forward to all kinds of things this year. I'm quite intrigued to see how well we can do. And then of course on the pergola, the grapevines. And that I'm really intrigued as to how well they will do. I really cut them back and organize them, so in total there's 18 vines on top of the pergola. 6 from this side on each of the stringers, and 12 from the other side, 2 on each stringer. My chimes, I realized, lost the striker. It's fallen down and I have yet to find it, so when I get into more spring cleaning, somewhere down here in the corner of the deck is the striker, which I have yet to find. It should be obvious on the ground, but not that obvious. So, that's about it. And you can see we got lots of snow still. But that, if it's with plus 15, that's going to go very quickly now. And even without the striker, at least the chimes are still working. So, that's it for today. Oh, and here's the bird bath in the backyard. Somehow I put a pumpkin on top of there. I don't know where that came from or when I did that. But this is where I took the video at the winter on Christmas Eve with the fire roaring. And that was a very nice fire. And with that, greetings and salutations on my first spring day outside, Tuesday, April 16. Bye for now.